Welcome to Live in the Know, and thank you all for checking in with us again. Well, one of our main goals is to bring you relevant updates about the local real estate industry. We also love and respect our smaller local businesses and like to discuss how their practices are transforming in this roller coaster world we're living in. Today, we get to double dip and hit two birds with one stone as we speak with Nicole Hirsch from Nicole Hirsch Interiors.
So I am so lucky to call Nicole one of my closest friends. She is not only a fabulous friend, but she is beyond talented in design. She's not afraid to take a risk, push the envelope, and is always excited to try something new. She is certainly a trendsetter, but brings the trend in the most perfect way so it doesn't go out of style a few years later. Her eye for mixing patterns, clean lines, and understanding the scale of her room and furniture set her apart from other designers. And she makes the process fun, and best of all, she is efficient. She gets the job done. I have told her many times that I will leave my door open. She can just come on by, do what she needs to do, and surprise me. I trust her 100%, and I would just love her to design my whole house. So now let's hear from Nicole, our interior designer extraordinaire. All right, Nicole, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are so excited to have you here, and we have a bunch of questions for you that we think our listeners are going to be really excited to learn about. So let's get it started.
Let's do it. Thanks for having me.
All right, Nicole, we're so glad you're here. But for those who don't know your background, tell us how you got started as an interior designer.
Yeah, so I graduated from Tulane University, and after school I actually went into marketing. I did marketing for some big companies, and mostly in the space of fashion. I did a lot in fashion footwear for a major athletic brand, and for me, I have always felt that fashion and interior design go hand in hand. So it was a really great place to start my career in the sense that I got the business background, I got design background. I got to work with designers that design footwear. And I really kind of got into the fashion space, always knowing that one day interior design was my true passion. I grew up with a mom who was an interior designer my entire life. So I'm second generation. And she still continues to advise me and help me. But it was kind of a natural progression for me. And I feel like my business background really assisted in launching my own design firm because I had that business acumen to kind of get things up and running and the marketing piece of it. And the design was learned over the years from watching my mom.
Well, I can relate to that. I learned real estate from my dad, who learned it from his dad. So it's a very valuable asset and resource to have, but they certainly always have their opinions.
Absolutely have their opinions. I tread lightly when I ask her opinion because I know there's a 50-50 chance she's going to say, maybe you should think about that again.
Fair enough.
As my fashion forward friend, it is exciting to kind of ask you, what is your style? What style do you like to design with? Is there a particular style, or do you do all different styles?
So it's a great question because it's one of the first things that kind of I speak to potential clients about, because I do have a pretty strong aesthetic that is the basis for my brand and my company, and it's the design that I do best, and so I try and stick with it. So I'm definitely more on the contemporary side of design. I really like clean lines and rich texture and neutral colors and anything that falls into the more traditional spectrum of design. I tell clients very honestly that there are so many great, more traditional designers in New England. I just don't happen to be one of them. But if you're looking for more contemporary, dog in the picture. If you're looking for more contemporary design, that's kind of my wheelhouse and what I specialize in.
Well, that's awesome. I think there's so many people who are you're seeing it. There's people who are morphing that way and who are trending that way. So you're a little ahead of the curve, which is great.
Yeah, there's so many young families moving to the area from New York City and Boston and moving to houses, and they do want a more contemporary aesthetic. So it's been busy and good.
Well, in and again, I don't know if I want to say in terms, but well, being a little bit different. Obviously, we have the coronavirus that's going on right now. How's that impacted your work life? How have you transformed your business so that you're now able to work from home and not physically be with your clients?
Yeah, so it's a tricky time for everybody right now, and I think the design industry as a whole has done a really good job of saying, you know what, right now we're going to focus on our health and our well-being and stay home and do all the right things, which we are. And I would say it's kind of twofold. So I have some projects that were mid-construction. I have one poor client right now, the entire second floor of her house is completely, all the bathrooms are gut renovated, all the floors are in mid-process of being refinished. A process like that right now, there are still some contractors, you can really only have one person going in at a time. So anything that is in progress from a construction standpoint is going to be much, much, much slower. I'm working with some fabulous mill workers right now on several large projects. They're doing custom cabinetry for me. They're still working in their shops, creating the pieces. I was fortunate that we got all the measurements done up front. And so they're creating the pieces in their shops. And when we all go back to normal life, hopefully sooner rather than later, we'll be able to get right in there and get the pieces installed. But in terms of me going to my clients' houses, me having drapery workrooms come take measurements, that's all at a standstill right now. But a lot of my wallpaper, fabric, furniture vendors are still available. I have very close relationships, so I'm able to reach them over the phone and over email. And we're still, putting in orders for pieces. And then once factories are up and running, they'll get working on them. But there's going to be a lag in everything for a little while, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's really great though that you are able to transition from home and do, some more remote type virtual design for your clients and for new clients. That's that's been really, really huge right now. I actually just started in the last 10 days getting calls from people in New Jersey and California saying, I've always really loved your work. I'm at home. I keep looking at my family room and I really need to redo it. And I'm wondering if you could help me remotely, which is something that I absolutely have the ability to do right now. All client would need is a tape measure and a camera phone. And if they can take some measurements of a space for me, we can, transition that into a floor plan, start to pull different furniture pieces, fabrics, rug options, paint colors, and put together several concept boards for a potential client or, a current client, and kind of keep that moving. And remote clients I can give them all the information and they can go ahead and order the pieces on their own. So it's a little different than how I would work with my clients around here, but I am fortunate. I'll kind of give you a little spin. I'm in my home office where I keep all of my fabrics. I have, several, drawers of fabrics, and then all of these built-in cabinets are filled with wallpapers and wood swatch finishes and everything. So I'm fortunate that all my gear is here, and I can still request swatches and samples, so all of that can keep moving. That's great. That's great that you can keep things going and that you've found another way of expanding your business.
Yeah, it's exciting.
That I love coming to your house. It's so exciting seeing what you're up to because I feel like there's always a project going on there. So why don't you fill us in on what your last project at your house was?
Okay, so this is a job hazard, as we say in the interior design business. It is really hard to go and decorate all these gorgeous houses for clients and then not come home and want to do it yourself. So most recently, this is my home office, and I did not have doors on my home office. And I had these custom doors recently made. They're sliding barn doors. I hope that we can see that here.
Mm-hmm. We can.
So I most recently had these really cool custom glass doors made, and this really cool, very cool chunky track hardware that I had installed because I love some good hardware, and these gorgeous, I don't know if you can see from here, these gorgeous big cool handles that I had installed that I got from Needham Lock and Decorative Hardware. They have gorgeous hardware pieces. If you're local, it's a great place to shop in Needham, Massachusetts. And I most recently redid my foyer. So I redid all the millwork, all the molding, and I installed, let's see if you can see this, I installed some new light fixtures in the ceiling. Can you see those okay?
Yep, we can see them.
So I had to wait a while for these. These came from, actually came from Paris, this really, really cool company. I had seen pictures of these. I had never seen them in person, but I just thought I love statement lighting, and I thought those were really cool. And then I redid all the railing, the spindles, everything on my foyer stairs. I had something that was very traditional that the builders had done when we first moved in, and I redid it. And then I hope, can you guys see this okay, the stairs? Yeah. And so I then created a brand new custom stair runner where I took two really gorgeous shades of blue. I painted the stairs a really gorgeous lacquery white so it would pop off. And I did this really kind of cool, new, very modern look and some new accessories here. And then I did new artwork, these very cool paintings from one of my favorite artists, Erin Rothstein. She does realistic food paintings, and I love black and white. They're my favorite colors to design with. And so I did stacks of Oreos and had them done in lacquer frames and matted. And I have a white one over here. Here's real life. These are my new puppies. My new puppy Rebel. I'm gonna grab him. Oh, sorry. So yeah, so this is kind of the new space in my house. And this is my other new black and white accessory. Puppy Rebel.
Cool.
So yeah, so that's kind of new design in my house, most recent.
Nicole, you said you like statement fixtures, and I can see in the background the light above you where you are now in your office. Can we take a look at that?
Yeah, so this is from Noir Furniture out of Los Angeles. It is one of my absolute, here, see over here, you can get another view. It's absolutely one of my favorite resources for furniture and lighting. If you are a fan of contemporary design, Noir Furniture out of LA, incredible pieces, great quality, not crazy on the price points either. Really beautiful stuff. And it's one of my favorite, actually, pieces of lighting in my house is this this fixture from them.
It's stunning.
Thank you.
It's stunning. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So you obviously have good vision, or else you wouldn't be doing what you're doing. But can you give us some of the hot trends that you're seeing in 2020 and even moving beyond? You know, what's no longer in style? I know you like black and whites. Grays have been very popular. What are you seeing?
Yeah. So the big movement that I'm kind of seeing going into 2020 and beyond is everything is becoming very organic, like live edge tables. So you're seeing dining room tables now that are kind of that really organic. It looks like, you know, the furniture maker took a slab off of a tree with that really raw edge and created, you know, a table with it. You're seeing a lot of pieces like that with really grainy, organic wood finishes. So it's more about kind of almost back to nature, so to speak, which I absolutely love. I think those rich woods, even in the way that we're finishing kitchens, we're finishing bathroom vanities,
we're kind of really stripping everything back down again and really focusing on the grains of the woods and beautiful stains and keeping things a little more natural looking, so to speak.
That's great. Is there now, in regard to like the gray and white, because Jared and I see it all the time. We see gray and white kitchens, we see gray and white bathrooms. Like, is that trend going away, or is that still the most popular right now?
You know what? At the end of the day, gray and white are never going to go away, especially white in all of its variants and shades. And there's off-white and there's bright white and there's light white and there's bluey white. And, you know, white it's modern and clean in any iteration. And so for me, when I'm designing, because my clients like clean and bright and open and contemporary, white is always going to be a go-to for me. And honestly, like really light shades of gray that almost, you know, are whites that read as gray, those will always be go-tos for me too. What I'm leaning towards lately, and a lot of my clients will tell you this, is that rather than opting in a living room or a family room for just painting a wall white, there are so many gorgeous wallpapers right now that read as white, but they're super heavily textured. So it's like having white walls, but bringing in this like coziness and dimensionality to it. They're woven, they're nubby, they're tactile, and it just takes white or gray or off-white and brings it to the next level with some dimension and interest, rather than a flat paint. And so I've been encouraging clients to not be afraid to opt for a textural wallpaper versus a paint. If, you know, if they want a solid color, it just allows a solid color to be a little more special.
Yeah, no.
Well, I never loved wallpaper, and now I've been like loving it lately. So that's great.
Yeah, it's really, I mean,
you.
all my favorite, you know, my favorite vendors, Philip Jeffries and Romo and all of that, they really are, every season it feels like they're just upping the game, and I'm more and more blown away with what wallpapers have become.
So are there any projects in your mind that you can think of that really stand out that you've done over the years, that have been kind of one of your favorites or just really unique?
I mean, yeah, so I'm fortunate that I have been able to work with really awesome clients in really awesome homes. I think, you know, we're very lucky up here in the Metro West suburbs of Boston that there are so many gorgeous homes. And my clients who come to me trust me, which really makes the difference in a project. It's a totally collaborative experience, but I would say the projects that stick out to me are the ones where we just have so much fun working on it. You know, I did a home theater for a client, which is so fun because it's fun doing a movie theater in someone's house. It's so out of the box. And, you know, we really turned it into a cool space where we had tiered seating and huge kickback lounge chairs. And we created this custom bar that had refrigerators and candy bowls. And we, you know, did it in this bright, gorgeous blue lacquer and did vintage movie posters. Doing something like that is obviously, you don't do it multiple times a year. So getting to do a different kind of project like that was really special and fun. And we just had a blast doing it. And I recently completed a dining room project, you know, dining rooms, which I've done a bunch before, but this one we just went real outside of the box with interesting paint colors and bold wallpaper and the most gorgeous custom dining table. And we had fun. We had fun doing it. And when I'm able to push the boundaries a little with clients and think outside the box in terms of mixing and matching different pieces, it's really makes all the difference, and it shows in the results at the end.
I think that's awesome. And I think when you can push people to those boundaries, you know, a little outside their comfort zone, they're going to hopefully always appreciate it so much more and enjoy the room, and it'll just feel different. So I love that you're doing that with them.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. All right. So I just want to ask you on a local question. We're all about supporting local businesses and local restaurants. And right now with the pandemic going on, it's maybe more important than ever. So what's your go-to takeout restaurant right now?
I'm not gonna lie, we've been taking out a lot.
Good.
we've been supporting our local restaurants. And the funny thing about my family, so I have 3 kids who are 10, 8, and 4 who all want different things every night. So we actually also order from multiple restaurants every night. So we're really spreading it out here in the Hirsch house. But we're a big fan of Fiorella's in Wellesley. It allows like my girls to get pasta, and I can get a yummy salad, and we can get pizzas, and we're all happy there. So Fiorella's is a big one, and they're awesome about delivering or picking up. And I'm also a huge supporter and a huge fan. I know it's not so much for dinner, but for lunch, we're always at the Linden store. It's a great local place. It's a great family run place.
Mm-hmm.
Mark is awesome, and the deli meat is always fresh and delicious. So that's another big one for us. And then some nights we'll take him from the local. If we're in the mood for sushi and Chinese, we do the Great Walk, which just reopened, which now has amazing sushi. So we're kind of all over the place, but ordering a lot of takeout lately for sure.
Yes, we have as well. I've been cooking probably once a day, trying not to do all 3 meals a day, but between once and twice a day I'm cooking. But we have been really enjoying a lot of takeout. So I hear you on that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of great options.
Thank you so much for coming on. We loved having you. I just want to give a shout out to you because I know you just completed a new website. Nicole Hirsch Interiors, your website looks gorgeous with your new logo. And I just want to tell all the listeners, go check out Nicole's website, and also be sure to check her out on Instagram, because you'll get to see a lot of the projects that she's in process of doing, and you'll see the before and afters, and it's just really cool to see.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for having me. And yeah, in the next several weeks, as we're hunkered down at home, if people are, looking for some help with some small, 1-room kind of projects within their homes, even if they're remote, hopefully I can try and be of assistance during this time. Make your house a little extra pretty.
Well, Nicole, thank you so much. Stay busy with clients. Stay safe. Stay sane.
You
we
guys
really appreciate
too.
having you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys.
All right,
bye-bye. You're welcome.
Bye.